These are truly unique shoes. In his short collaborative history with New Balance, New York-based artist and creative Action Bronson has proven to be a master at combining colors in ways you would never expect, yet somehow they work beautifully. And it seems like he's done it again. In this video, I'll be reviewing the New Balance 1906R Baklava Rosewater. So these released so far only on the Action Bronson website on May the 31st, and I don't want to start this video with negativity, but it must be said, it was a pretty terrible release. First of all, the password to his shop was super easy to guess. It was basically the name of the shoe, Rosewater. He also gave away the password early on his Instagram stories. The bots caught onto it, and basically these shoes completely sold out well before the actual drop time. There was pretty much little to no chance at actually getting yourself a pair, and in my opinion, it was one of the worst organized drops I've seen. I in fact took an L. This is not my pair. It belongs to the homie Amadeus, who by the way is the co-host of the biggest and best German language sneaker podcast out there, Oh Schuhen, which I will leave a link to in the description if that's something you're interested in. Definitely worth checking out. And by the time you're watching this video, the second pair, the Scorpius colorway, would have already released, and I really hope that that drop went better than the first one. But enough about the drop methods. Let's get into the shoes. Let's start off with the box, because I love this box. You get a very special box here. You get an all over red box, and it features this baklava print right at the top, which seems to be done in this pixelated font. I'm getting like Space Invaders vibes, and it has this rainbow effect when the light passes through it. Looks very sick. You also have that same writing on the side of the box as well. And on the inside, the first thing you see is this really cool dust bag. It's done in this orange color, and this isn't your normal dust bag that you typically get. This feels like a very nice heavy duty dust bag. It says Baklava, New Balance on it, as well as specializing in life. I really like this bag, I can't lie. And looking at the shoes, so this colorway Action said was inspired by women's colorways. He has been collecting sneakers for a long time, and he did say that a true sneakerhead will know that the women's colorways were always fire. It wasn't one particular shoe that inspired this colorway for him. It was pretty much just a collection of women's colorways from previous years. And also the inspiration seems to have come from 80s and 90s women's aerobics videos. And as far as the name of the sneaker, Rosewater, well, I'm just gonna leave this on the screen right now. You can pause the video if you want to read it. This is Action Bronson's official statement about where the name came from. And I do suggest when reading this, read this in Action Bronson's voice. It'll make a lot more sense. And the colors on this shoe are absolutely crazy. I can't say I've ever really seen this on a New Balance. It's reminding me of Baskin-Robbins, the rainbow sherbet flavor. On the mudguard of the sneaker, you have this gray suede panel, which is, I would say, the only neutral color on the whole shoe. And on the mesh panels of the sneaker, you have bits of cream as well as light pink. The tongue of the sneaker is done in this much deeper shade of pink, like a fuchsia pink. Big fan of the heel of the shoe, which is done in this orange mesh underneath, and then you have the pink TPU cage. He went crazy on the midsole as well. You got this bit of purple, but most of the midsole is done in this kind of faded orange color, which turns to a darker orange towards the heel. The end logo is pretty cool on this shoe as well. It fades from a light blue to a dark blue. But what I thought was really interesting about this shoe is the material choice on the mesh upper. You can see this very thin, translucent fuse material that covers most of the upper. And it might look like an entirely new upper, but it's actually the same exact panels as you normally get on a 1906, except it's done in a much thinner material, and I think it looks pretty sick. I would actually love to see a lot more 1906s with this upper. I just think it's a very clean look. Looking at the laces, you get these lime green, what looks like hiking style laces. And of course, like with every other Action Bronson collab, he only ever provides one set of laces with all his shoes, because that's just the color that is supposed to go with this shoe. He doesn't want you switching up laces. He's talked about this before. The tongue on the sneaker is quite interesting as well. You get a customized tongue here. It says Baklava New Balance 1906. The previous 990 V6s also featured these customized tongues. You get these black insoles that have lime green writing on them with the Baklava and New Balance logos. And have a look at this outsole, which I have to say is actually my favorite part about the shoe. And I hate saying that because I know it's an outsole, you're never gonna see it, it's not gonna look like that after a few wears. But I mean, look at it, I think it just looks so sick. You got hits of red, orange, brown, and blue, and this outsole is so good that it was the original teaser image of this shoe. Sizing wise with the 1906, for me, I've always said that I prefer to go true to size in them, and that's how I fit in pretty much all of my New Balances, similarly with the 2002Rs, with pretty much every single 990 version, it doesn't matter which, as well as the 992s and the 993s. But that's just me. I would say my feet are very slightly on the wider side. I know a lot of people, maybe even most people, say they like to go down half a size in the 1906, and that's typically what they wear in other New Balances. So this pair as well, whatever your normal New Balance size is, just go with that. And I just love how comfortable this model is as well. I think I've said this before, the 1906s for me, even though on feet they do feel quite similar to the 2002s. That upper, which features that N-lock technology, I feel kind of makes the shoe feel a bit more snug, and for me, I just like how that feels. Comfort wise, I think it's simply one of the best models out there for everyday use. I had a look also at what these are going for right now on the resale market at the time of me making this video, and the prices are pretty absurd. And if I'm being honest, I would not be paying these prices for this shoe. With the previous Action Bronson pairs, like the 990 V6s back here, they always did release first on the Action Bronson website, followed by a wider New Balance release. And even though I cannot confirm it, I do believe that these will be releasing at some point on New Balance as well. So you could expect the prices to start coming down a bit once that happens. If you are thinking of copying, I will leave a StockX link in the description. Overall, here is my honest thoughts about the New Balance 1906R Baklava in this Rosewater colorway. Now, this is just me, just my opinion. Personally, I'm not really feeling this colorway. It's the orange midsole for me. I wish they kind of did that in a pink or purple. I think that would kind of bring the shoe together a bit more. I think from this entire pack of 1906s, it's that Medusa Azul, which is really the winner from this pack. Not sure if that's going to be a wide release or just a friends and family pair, but either way, that pair right there might be the best Action Bronson shoe to release so far. I think it looks insane. I do like both of the 990 V6s over this Rosewater pair, but once again, that is just my opinion. It's just a matter of colorway preference. This is still a very nice shoe. It really pops on feet. It's just not a shoe for everyone, and that would be including me. But I want to hear from you. Do let me know in the comments, what did you guys think of this pair? Did any of you actually manage to get this for retail? If you did, congratulations. Would you actually pay resale for these? I want to know your answers in the description. Please do leave a comment. And also, of course, if you haven't already done so, make sure you are following me on Instagram, because that's where I'm the most active and I'm dropping content daily. The links to my TikTok as well as my sneaker podcast, the Kickback Pod, all of those links can be found in the description as well. I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you for stopping by. Peace.